And welcome back, folks, to yet another and actually our final Mario 64 group stage league qualifier match between THags15 and Martini. I'm Electric, and I'm joined today in the booth by Scotch and Tie Guy. How are you feeling now that the qualifiers for Mario 64 are just about in their twilight?
Well, feeling pretty good about this. Everyone's set to go for the single elimination stages coming up soon. Wilco, Yale, Draws, Padronis, Blue Bob, Tama, Saxdale, and Super Viper all making it in. So definitely stoked to see this moving forward. But this final race between T-Hags, and Martini, stoked to see it.
Yep. Unfortunately, neither of these guys will be able to qualify for the bracket with this race, but gotta have all the races in each group stage, so got one more on this docket for y'all.
We got a countdown. We're going.
Yep, and both players, interestingly, on the Japanese version, we saw T-Hags rocking that earlier, and Martini in his previous races as well. Both these guys apparently coming from 120, it looks like.
It'd be interesting to see, both these guys have to know that they're not making it in. It would be interesting to see some harder strats, maybe, knowing that this race, it's kind of more of a exhibition race than anything.
We'll have to see the strats they decide to go with.
Well,
Martini missing Lakitu skip.
Yeah, really unfortunate. Going to be eating 8 seconds at least here.
And T-Hags actually had a really interesting Lakitu skip setup. I'm not sure what exactly he did, but it looked like sort of a alternate version of the long jump strat. Kind of walking over to the right at first.
Going for Bomb Club now.
T-Hags needs this to work out well. Looks good, nice. Ooh, Martini getting blown up by the bomb-omb. Gonna go ahead and just go for the bomb-omb respawn here. Could always free the chain chomp, but that also takes a lot of time. This respawn is a little faster if you don't do that. Oh no!
Yeah,
Martini.
if you don't reset up that camera angle, the camera won't be set up in such a way where you can angle Mario correctly. So setting up that camera a second time there, able to get it finally. T-Hags into Peach's slide, get those guesses out. We'll go for 12-9.
Yeah, I'm thinking of 12-9 as well, actually, based on what we saw earlier. With commentators going all in on that same number. And
just a 1/10 of a second late there.
Wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt, but unfortunate. Martini, I think we're going to end up seeing a 13-1, actually. He's kind of been inconsistent in his slides, it looks like.
Yeah, I would concur with that. I'll go with the 13-3.
This T-Hags moving right on into Womps. The big old bonk on the slide. Diving a little bit too early.
Yeah, it's so. I mean, we've talked about this before, but it's so interesting that in Super Mario 64, Super Mario 64 is the only 3D Mario where if you do that dive too early, you're going to take damage. Super Mario Sunshine and Super Mario Odyssey don't have that any longer.
Yeah, Sunshine is just weird in that, I think when you're in the diving state, you can't take fall damage. T-Hags with the cannonless miss, unfortunately. Having to take Wild Blue as a backup, missing the wall kick after the side flip. Oh boy, this race already off to a great start.
Yeah, a couple early mistakes to start. Hopefully that doesn't continue into the rest of this race. Martini making his way into Womps as well. Going to be going for cannonless. T-Hags missing that first try, going for that full setup.
Martini's got it, nice. We'll save a little bit of time there.
Yeah, T-Hags going for that full setup as well. We'll want to get it this time, able to.
And so Martini going back in for his 100 coin. Tends to go for the owl strat rather than owlless, so going for that half cycle movement. While T-Hags setting up for owlless. Very nice.
THags getting that little fence bump, which allows you to go straight into the star rather than possibly missing it. But interesting little dive there at the end. You may have noticed.
Yeah. I think that was just so that the rollout would make sure that he grabbed the star. Normally what you see people do is they'll actually buffer a kick against the fence to push them into the star, but I think in that case he was just using the rollout. Martini claiming the half cycle really nicely.
Yeah, well, THags on the other hand going for this full cycle, able to get it.
Very nice, just needing a single jump to get onto the moving platform.
Really good blue corn RNG on THags side. Not even having to move an inch. Blue coin just coming straight into his path.
THags securing a pretty decent lead with these. Yeah, really nice hundo from both players.
Well, interesting early mistakes, but one of the areas where you can see more mistakes is that 100, but nearly no mistakes to speak of.
Yeah. And so both of them are just going to be clearing out these pretty easy stars overall. Top of the fortress can be a bit tricky, but especially King Womp, as long as you don't let yourself make any major mistakes, it's pretty free. The movement up towards King is probably the hardest part. Martini opting for that jump dive, meanwhile THags with the jump kick. Now they're going to be taking care of their respective fights, making sure to get Mario as close to that star as they can.
THags maybe just a little bit quicker with that fight just based on strategy choice.
So now both of them going for the top of the tower star, but remember Martini does still have to use that owl to go ahead and get the cage star. Martini getting that ledge grab there. Still gonna set up for a decent cycle. Oh, THags falling right off. Oh boy, it's a bit of a mayday. Oh, narrowly missing the triple jump, having to go for the side flip back up. Losing a ton of time to the top of the fortress star. He's gonna be out of Womps right now. No more worrying about this pretty difficult stage.
There's Martini going for owl full.
And he's able to get the owl on a neutral jump, so he's not gonna have to worry about stored momentum at all. Nice fall into the star. THags 12-9. I'm doubling down. He's gonna do it.
A little bit late there. 13 flat once again.
He's consistent at it, at least. I'll give him that.
Just a little bit late hitting the corner bumper. Martini,
I think with a 13-1, as long as he times this dive right. Yep, making sure it's really late. 13-2, not bad.
consistently 1/10 of a second behind. One of the guesses there, man.
Yeah. Now THags with these pretty interesting coin grabs, the 3 and 4, I think. They seem to be really close to missing. Oh, THags missing tech skip, just barely beside the star.
Yeah. You know, it doesn't waste too much time, but it's just so nice when you're able to make that. Martini, pretty safe flying. Going for this tech skip as well, is able to get it.
Yeah, very nice.
They'll both be heading into Darkwood now.
THags with the switch pull. Trying for some good shig movement here.
Pretty clean so far. good use of the camera throughout that first part, you know, moving towards that. Oh, taking the amp, though.
You're going a little bit too fast. If he was just a little bit slower, he wouldn't have hit that amp or been in its path at all.
Oh, no,
Trying to go
THags!
safe with the poverty
But
shit.
Martini! What is happening right now? We are synced up now, folks.
Oh, man. Martini just briefly clutching onto the lead, but not able to stop his momentum on the red coin box. Meanwhile, THags look like having a little bit of trouble with the switch. We've got synced up Dark World attempts, folks. Okay.
I mean, those deaths were side by side.
Oh, yeah.
And this is, I mean, Martini pulling a little bit ahead just based off movement, but as synced up as you can get here in Dark World.
And Martini going to save some time just by going for that Island Spire movement instead of the cheese block poverty shake movement. But Martini going to take a huge death, not actually landing properly in that corner, just getting kind of bobbed to the side and preventing him from finishing out the stage. Oh no, man.
Yeah, no, if you get that corner incorrectly, you can't fall on the platform. I mean, it just sends you straight to the bottom. THags into Bowser. A couple extra swings before sending Bowser into that bomb.
Finishing up Dark World for the second time.
Wow,
The corner luck goes better this time.
Super sketchy roll out there on the moving platform.
Okay, very, very nice final movement from Martini. Just unfortunate that he took that death so late in the stage. He would have had the lead, but instead going to be going into Sky Jump with a pretty big deficit. Okay, so we've now got THags done with Sky Jump. Martini moving on into it himself. Now, THags moving into CCM. This can be a little bit of a troublesome stage sometimes, especially with wall kicks will work. And we'll be seeing whether THags decides going for the CCM 18 movement earlier. Could decide for CCM 17 for some reason, but we'll just have to see.
THags, nice wall kicks there. Martini. Getting the sky hop done.
Okay.
THags committing to that CCM 18.
Taking care of a quick little slide skip.
And Martini, going for that safer movement for wall kicks will work.
He gets the ending pretty nicely.
Yeah, it's slower, but the consistency is there.
Yeah. I've seen a couple of people take deaths just through, I guess, not holding up on the control stick early enough, but they're really rare overall.
Martini as well, CCM 18, so no route differentiation at all. Not seeing double pluses. Not likely going to see any HMC early.
Okay. THags on his way with 100 coin here.
Oh, taking a dive, not getting that
no.
slide off the corner there that slows you down. Grabbing the safety red as well.
Okay, now THags going into the penguin race. This is a little bit of a Monka-S because if the penguin falls off for some really, really strange reason or you miss too many coins, THags already missing 2. So I'm gonna grab that safety red. He really needs to make sure that he doesn't miss any more to the very, very end. But because the star spawns inside this area, you can't collect any more coins after you're already off the slide. So you've got to make sure that you get all 100 coins on the slide that very first pass. Martini also with the safety red here. So both of them entering the slide at 26 seconds, or 26 coins rather. And so they'll both be able to miss 3, as we saw on THags' side first.
Yeah, taking care of his 100 here in CCM. THags heading into BBH.
Yep, nothing too hard here, but we've seen a couple players lose some time, especially on Big Boo's balcony.
Well, I was just about to say that balcony, you know, the movement there can be tricky. These guys practice it, of course, so you don't see them mess it up too often, but nothing to sleep on.
THags making quick work of that Boo. Now Martini going on over to BBH himself. Full balcony star and some change behind. THags meanwhile going to the indoor balcony, that haunted bookcase star. It's a little bit hard to remember the name since you don't even see the bookcase in this strat at all. Kind of funny how that ledge is there right past the door that pretty much makes you think that you can get across really easily. But under normal circumstances, it's kind of difficult unless you know that like little kicking trick.
I'm fully convinced that the creators of SM64 at Nintendo knew exactly what they were doing when they made this game.
Yeah, there's some elements that just don't make a lot of sense outside of the context that we use them for. Like, Lakitu Bounce, that plank sitting in the middle of Rainbow Ride, like, that doesn't make any sense as to why that's there, aside from being there to maybe try to get on top of somehow.
THags with the safe dive for MIPS. Heading over into SSL now. Only 1 plus needed due to that CCM18 route.
Yep, definitely good if you're not super consistent at this plus.
Oh, Tama.
And it's good, it looks like. Almost getting in there. Okay.
Wow.
THags first try plus. Nice.
Very, very clean Tama plus there from THags first try. Martini.
And Martini's going to automatically lose about like 12 seconds or so because I believe he goes for the shell still.
Yeah, which is super unfortunate.
Yeah. I mean, at least the shell is safe. Oh, no. Missing Nip. Okay.
Very good backup. But Martini taking care of Talon as THags heads to top the pyramid.
Oh, stopping just short of the star, thinking he grabbed it, but just outside of its hitbox somehow. Haven't seen that one before. THags moving into the lethal land of lava.
Famously named land, because that's what you're going to be screaming for here in this lava-filled world. Martini, as you said, going for pillar full.
Yeah, no shame in taking the shell. I mean, pillarless is a very, very difficult trick that, like, it's not even about being good at movement in the game. It's just about being good at that specific thing. So, can definitely understand if he's not super practiced with it, loses a lot of time to it normally. Just gonna waste those 12 seconds. But I mean, you can still get some really great times despite using that strat.
Well, and it's nice in these race situations, you know, you can pick and choose what you want to do or what you don't want to do. Yeah. Well, yes, in a run situation, you know, you want to do everything as quickly as you possibly can, use the fastest strats. In these race situations, though, you just want to get this done, and you want to get the stars done first try. So, like you said, if you're not, you know, consistent in a certain strat and you're just really not confident in it, there's no shame in being like, you know what, I'll use this strat. It doesn't waste too much time, and I know I'll get it done first try.
Yo, THags with a clean first lava boost. So getting pillarless first try and lava boost first try, not really leaving Martini any holes to fill in this basement section.
Well, it's we've kind of seen these guys clean it up since first floor, you know, missing Lack 2 bounce with a couple of mistakes here and there in Wallen's Fortress, deaths in Dark World. Kind of a different set of racers that we're seeing here, you know, pretty clean movement overall. Nothing really out of the ordinary to speak of.
Yeah, so you kind of just get to a point where you really just start just playing the game. You're not really thinking as much anymore. And once you make those major mistakes, you're not really worried about PB pace. And these guys, you know, they, especially on Martini's side, if he's watching the stream, you know, I think even though he's got the pressure to keep ahead, there's also that knowledge of like he doesn't want to fall further behind to maybe try to ease his mentality a little bit. That's really his goal right now, is to not fall further behind. At this point, with the movement that I've seen from both of these guys, I don't really think Martini has much in his toolbox in order to make up this lead. So I think he should pretty much just put on cruise control and wait for THags to mess something up.
Yeah, I fully agree with that. You know, especially as we move deeper into this route. I mean, we're moving into the second half of it. You know, you're gonna, once you get past Fire C, essentially, you go into hard mode, really.
Yep.
But while we were talking about
missing that rollout on the volcano movement.
Yeah. And while we were talking, got to see a good. Oh, the THags more booty burn. Missing that long jump, but while we were talking, got to see some good lava boosts. And Martini taking care of elevator as THags takes care of that bully.
Now next on THags' docket, moving on over to dryer mat. You don't think you've gotten 10 stars in this amount of time? Yeah, I can see that. If you're wanting to get into the game, there's a website called Wikipedia. It's named after the monkey in the game. They actually have full routes of 70, 120, 16, and 0 star, as well as videos for every single star detailing multiple strats typically. And a lot of the videos also contain input displays, so like it's really just an awesome resource for learning the game. And if you have access to the Usamun practice ROM, Google, it's USAMUNE. That practice ROM helps a ton with learning.
Well, you and I were talking about this last night after the last race. You know, the community is just so awesome, and there's so much plentiful information. And if you talk to any runner, they'll talk to you and help you out with any anything that you're struggling with or anything that you don't understand. Really, the beautiful thing about this community is that everyone's just kind of really open about helping each other out, and it's all about it's all about getting that time lower. And it's not necessarily it's the competition, sure, about okay, I want to do it first, but at the same time, it's like we're all happy to see the time go lower.
Yep.
And while we're in DDD, T-Hag's going for that rear sub, a little slower area, good time to plug in some stuff GSA's got going on. Right as T-Hags does this back sub, nice movement there. Check out exclamation point YT or exclamation point YouTube. Check out the YouTube channel, all the reruns and clips that we have. If you've missed a race or if you just want to rewatch something, it's all there on the YouTube channel. Exclamation point scheduled to check out all of the things that GSA has going on. In particular, this Sunday, tomorrow, 3 o'clock, Super Mario Maker 2 Invitational.
Yep, and that will be an endless Mario Challenge, increasing difficulty competition, including guys such as Mewtwo King, Trihex, Pangea Penga, Big John, I Ate Your Pie, Oats and Goats, Simple Flips, Spike Vegeta, Lil Curbs 14, Mitch Flower Power, Bismuth, like so many awesome names in that list, and more even that I didn't really want to keep talking. So definitely go check that out. That's gonna be such a cool invitational, a lot of really cool stages. I'm sure we'll get featured.
And we're seeing T-Hags in this Fire Sea, but as we move on to these qualifiers, you'll want to make sure to watch all these guys, see who they have to go up against. So exclamation point bracket, check out that stuff, or exclamation point league. And then, of course, the merch, exclamation point merch, shirts, hoodies, looking fresh.
What's also looking fresh is T-Hag's movement going for lava boost. I think he's got it.
Oh no,
Barely
just a little
off the way. Oh no.
Yeah, that was definitely late. That was for sure late. Had he been just a little sooner, it would have been fine. A little green demon action there as well.
He is able to get early Ellie's just barely with a ledge grab. Okay, that's good to see after those 2 extra cycles in his last race. Just getting completely bopped by Fire Sea last time, so it's good to see this recovery.
Psychedelic Yawn, thank you so much for the subscription. Appreciate it. A little bit of subscription height in the chat would be much appreciated.
Yeah, let's see some clocks. If you got a sub, go ahead and throw one of those GSA fires in the chat.
T-Hags finishing up Fire Sea as Martini is entering. And yeah, other than being just late for that lava boost, nothing terrible from T-Hags.
Yep. Martini, oh boy, getting a ledge grab instead of a wall kick there. I was about to say he was going to make lava boost a little easier on himself by getting that dive after collecting the 3rd red instead of having to take a kick like most people usually have to do. But oh no, barely missing the ramp there, managing to avoid a 2nd burn, so he is going to still retain a lot of health. But oh man,
could have gone for a lava boost right there.
Yeah, well, we've actually seen before people, as the platforms come down, it's possible to just get completely bodied. Like, you fall under the first one and kind of get pushed down a little bit and end up falling in the lava, and then by the time you come back up from the lava, you're already under the platform you were trying to get on top of, and so you just end up taking your 3 burns almost immediately with no chance to react.
Finishing up. Fire Sea. Struggling to get through it though. T-Hags, Wet Dry World 100s.
He's getting some really good RNG so far. Spider falling in a pretty decent spot. Whoa! Thank you so much, Zelda Freak Glitcha1 for the 1954 party raid.
And we're getting a lot of Shreks in chat. Absolutely blowing
run ogres coming out in full force. What is up, guys? I'm Electric, joined in the booth by Scotch and Tie Guy for this League Qualifier race. This is the last of our Mario 64 League Qualifier races. Next week, we're going to be getting started with the bracket races to determine who out of these qualifiers is going to make it to the leagues themselves and what divisions they'll make it to, as far as if they're going to be in D1 or D2. So definitely stick around for this race if you love some Mario action, and check us out next week when we start those awesome qualifier races. Gonna be some super hot fire. We've got such solid racers coming out of all these groups.
Well, and you look at the names. And, you know, I know we've got a race going on right now, but I want to take a quick look at some of these names. I mean, you got Wilco, Yale. I mean, Blue Bob, who's just been crazy consistent in this qualifier.
Yeah, under a 50
Saxdale
average time.
Oh yeah, Saxdale pulling out that blue coin strap for CCM 100. I mean, it's just a variety of different things that we've seen from all these racers. Martini trying to go for the double, not able to get it with that first box.
Yeah, also, thanks for the cheer. I'm sorry I forgot the name, but I saw that 100-bit cheer. Thank you so much.
Oh, both
got THags with the wall kicks. Nice.
Yeah, both these racers in What Dry World now. Martini taking care of 100. THags doing a nice job taking care of the rest of these stars, though.
Okay, Martini pulling off some pretty decent movement to finish off this 100 coin. THags going for this just super easy star. Regareth with another 100 bits. I remember your name this time. Thank you so much.
Caught it. Made sure to see it. Martini. Not too bad of RNG with that. Chuckya only needing 4 out of the 5. THags top of town. Really quick movement.
Really, really nice. Not seeing the triple jump wall kick, but I mean, we're not expecting something like that. Those strats are pretty wild. It's amazing the people that are able to get those consistent. Yeah, Mario 64 music is such a sour place.
THags heading into THI now, taking care of secrets. Pretty precise movement here. He's able to take care of it pretty cleanly. Nice clip there with the mountain to finish, too.
And let's see this ending. Getting the ledge grab right in the middle of the platform. Not bad. Yeah, THI does, in fact, suck. We only get 3 stars here, and they're not the most exciting stars. Secrets is pretty cool, but aside from that, like plucking piranhas is kind of just resident sleeper, honestly. Yo, thanks so much, Not Holster, for the subscription.
Yeah, he's just going around the mountain, not worrying about that mountain clip to grab that box star on the other side. Martini will be going to the top of the town to finish up White Dry World.
Narrowly missing that flame shooter. THags going on in for these piranhas.
I'm gonna back up that second piranha, or that first piranha.
Oh,
and
that was so close to being so bad. If he would have gone over that fence, that would have been devastating.
I mean, he rode that fence like right down the line.
I'm shocked that he ended up on that side of it. He's got to be just like monitoring his heart rate right now or something. That was ridiculous.
On Martini's
yeah,
side.
If you fall off that fence, you have to swim all the way over to the strip of land, like on the other side of that side of the mountain. And then from there, end up going up the beach, do like a triple jump wall kick to get on top of that awning area. And then like from there, run back over to the awning over that area and then jump back down to the piranhas. Like it's such roundabout movement and it takes so long.
Well, Martini going to be finishing up. THags getting a firstie there on that log. Not even have to worry about that ledge grab.
Yeah, he actually made pretty quick work of that firstie. Most of the time when you get a firstie there, you end up like going pretty deep to the platform, so you have to spend some time readjusting. The ledge grab can actually be like a bit faster than that if that's what happens, but THags making very quick work of that landing on the platform. Oh, getting bopped by the Shy Guy there. And getting a later wall kick this time and taking that ledge grab, but once you ledge grab up, you're right in position to go ahead and jump your way up the mountain here. Alright, his 2 mountain clips are done. Feeling at least a little bit safer. Meanwhile, Martini plucking those piranhas without making our hearts stop. Okay, so now THags moving right along into reds. Nice movement so far. Beautiful reds. Oh man, it's very rare to actually see reds go that well. So awesome job from THags. Now, meanwhile, Martini going to be going in for his own mountain clips, diving right over the seam there. Got to be pretty precise with where exactly you dive in order to get Mario to fling through the mountain wall. Go ahead and back it up with reds here. Let's see if he can match any of the cleanliness of THags. Getting a little bit bopped by that ledge there, but can certainly make it up. Not bad secrets from Martini. Going for a couple of safer strats, but overall, not losing too much time to THags. Pretty clean reds from him as well, especially as a backup. Now THags going for the breezeful movement here. Oh, THags ground pounding a little bit before the star. Martini taking these long jumps instead of the long wall kicks. Because if you miss the long wall kick, it's pretty big time loss. But taking that long way around only loses like a couple of seconds, I believe. THags is currently in the lead. Martini had a bit of a rough start, and then had some issues, and I believe with the lava land. And also, like, he's gone for some somewhat slower strats here and there. Like in SSL, he took the shell instead of doing pillarless, which lost him about like 12 seconds. THags working his way through Snowman's Land. About to whirl over the freezing pond without even seeing it. Just doing that triple jump wall kick, a couple kicks up the slope, and he is on the star. Beautiful ground pound right into the box. The other column is having to take care of some personal business right now, so he'll be right back. Maybe he went to hydrate. Maybe, not quite sure. Everyone's got to refill that water bottle at some point. Unless you're using a Nalgene bottle. I used to have this like 1.5 liter Nalgene bottle that I would just fill like once a day, and like, oh man, that bottle was my stay hydrated bot. Never had issues with hydration then. Martini also not having issues with breezeless because he's just not going for it. Matching THags there on that breeze strat. THags meanwhile quickly dispatching the bully. At a bit of an awkward angle for the star, but able to grab it really, really quick after the cutscene. Hail hydrate.
THags heading back downstairs into HMC. Martini taking care of the snowman's head. Not able to get that wall kick though.
Martini always seems to have issues with that wall kick. He gets the position just fine, but I think he's probably just pressing A too early.
Well, you know this. I've said it before. I'll say it again. The snowman's head is just so. It's tricky movement, and I think I would argue that it's one of the trickier movements in this 70-star route. And I don't think that like people talk about it enough, really.
Yeah, especially with this strat where you're having to do. Oh no, Martini taking the big old fall down this slope, not quite getting enough height to get over the rock face. Gonna have to go for this backup. Okay, able to get up there relatively cleanly, but THags meanwhile going into HMC had a pretty clean MIPS grab. And yeah, it's just like the angles on the snowman's head are really awkward, and the bridge itself is kind of hard to actually get jumps off of, especially in like the really precise way that you have to.
Well, it's weird because you go from a slide to a jump and then a wall kick almost within a second of each other, and THags with not diving enough ahead to grab the star, taking a little bit of damage.
Yeah, just whiffing that star grab. It's okay though, still getting up there with a first try triple box jump, so pretty fast. Okay, let's see what movement THags goes for here. We'll be heading on over to Christmas Miracle. And some Martini. Clearing out Snowman's Land. Making his way down to HMC momentarily.
Now that we have a moment, and everyone's in here, you know, Super Mario Maker 2, that invitational coming up tomorrow, 3 o'clock, a lot of big names.
Yeah, so that will be a endless Mario challenge, increasing difficulty. It's going to be starting at 3 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. We've got names like Trihex, Big John, Pangea Panga, Oats and Goats, Simple Flips, Spike Vegeta, Mitch Flower Power, Bismuth, U2 King, like so many people in this tournament that it's going to be a blast. It's going to be such a fun event. If you love Mario Maker, definitely come check that out tomorrow. Again, that is 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Shout out to Simple Flips.
And of course, we've got a giveaway as well. I'll link it in chat, but two copies of Super Mario Maker 2 on Switch. So make sure to check that out. Pretty big deal. You can have there are 749 entries that you can make. Pretty easy ways to enter. So make sure to check that out. THags heading out of HMC into Tippy.
And meanwhile, Martini does still have a few stars to take care of in HMC. Looking at about a 3-star difference between these guys. It's looking a little bit rough for Martini, but going into Tippy, there is so much that can happen. These stages, like they're really unique in this game for being just really scattered and sporadic. Like it's just Rainbow Ride is just a few platforms just kind of shoved in the air in various places. And TGC is really the only truly vertically oriented stage. And so it just leads to a lot of really complex movement that can very easily go wrong and cost you a boatload of time. THags starting out with Lakitu bounce, pretty difficult manipulation, and getting that wall kick is also somewhat precise. But getting it very first try. Oh, trying for these wall kicks here. Thinking that he had the ledge grab and was just getting a quick ledge grab with the A press instead of a wall kick. Then getting bopped by the ship and going to his death. What? Oh, man. Okay.
Yeah,
that star is not over until you have the star in your hands. That ending movement, a little bit finicky sometimes, and that's just further proof of it. So gonna have to go for another bounce. Granted, the first was successful, but has to really hope that this one works as well.
Yeah, that's, what would you say, category 5 bonk?
That
there?
is definitely a level 5 bonk. Easy.
I mean, it was just, it's so weird that he didn't make that. I mean, you think you see that done consistently, pretty straightforward, and for him to take a bonk so low underneath that chip, really unfortunate.
Yeah. Going right back into the level. see. THags getting a little bit of an edge grind there. Going in for reds though. See if he can get some cleaner movement throughout the rest. Narrowly. Oh, the backups here. Let's go. The wall kick backups. Okay. He could have lost a decent bit of time there, but instead taking a couple wall kicks, taking a little bit of a wall kick intermission, but still going to be saving a little bit of time over his other options, I think. And now Martini moving on into Rainbow Ride himself. Martini not going for Lakitu bounce, going to be going for the alternative movement. Gotta say, I'm not a fan, and you're going to see why. The long jump that closes this off is very, very finicky. There's a log that's right in your way that more than... Okay, he's not even going to have to worry about the log. He fell down a little bit here. Still okay, just going to be using the Lakitu bounce ending movement, which is honestly a lot easier. That log that you see at the top left of your screen, you have to get under that log and then ledge grab on the wooden platform just past it. And it's so difficult to actually get correctly every time that, like, honestly, I just skipped learning that backup strat and just decided to go ahead and learn the Lakitu bounce fully instead and try to get that consistent first, because that strat is just a nightmare, honestly. Martini now going in for reds, has cruiser crossing. But meanwhile, THags moving on into TTC. Gonna bob Toad a couple times on the nose. Doesn't know that Toad will just give him the star for free if he talks to him.
I listen. Sometimes you gotta, you know, force it out of him. You know what I mean?
Are you talking about applying leverage?
No, listen. I'm just saying. Toad can be finicky sometimes. You don't know where he got the stars from.
This is very true. I've asked that question so many times myself.
But THags taking care of TTC now. I'm gonna be heading past this pendulum first.
Yeah. Quick pendulum star, and then gonna be moving right along. I think he does TTC 100 a bit later on than most, but yeah.
Martini needing to go back into Rainbow Ride one more time, missing the portal in.
Time moving strat from THags. Very, very nice jumps up those moving platforms into roll into the cage.
You know, considering all the mistakes that we've seen throughout this run, THags is actually still looking at a pretty respectable time.
I'm not sure exactly what time he's on pace for. It's a pretty low 50 though, like at the very least a 51, I think.
Oh yes, I mean 51, definitely a 52. Martini also going for Toad early.
Moving into TTC himself, we'll see what he starts with. Looks like he did get the time stop he wanted, but we'll have to... Nope, not quite time stop. So if you're doing the Toad early like that, you're aiming for time stop to start TTC 100, but if you're just a little bit late, the time stop range on the clock is very, very small. Okay, starting out TTC 100. Triple jump wall kick is good. That wall kick's such a precise angle.
He's taking care of this really nicely, you know, but he's moving into the danger zone here. You know, we talked about 70, 80, 90 coins. That area can be super, super difficult, and we've seen a lot of invis walls. THags with a little bit of a ledge grab there, but nothing too critical just yet. Moving into that danger zone, like I said.
Yeah, he hasn't had a complete Mario meltdown, but Mario's starting to drip a little bit of wax, I think. Just a little bit, not quite a total meltdown.
Yeah,
it seems to be recovering pretty well. Putting those fans on Mario, maybe putting them in a refrigerator. Oh, the red coin, or the 100 coin RNG, sorry.
Yeah, that last coin just kind of being like, no, I want to get away. So having to go back that up, but not too difficult. It's not going anywhere. Oh, but skipping right underneath that Swamp Star.
Okay, getting the wall kicks this time around, diving right into it. Sitting pretty at 68, just needs 2 more stars and he'll be able to make his way up the 70 staircase.
These guys getting it on time stop exactly. And Martini going to be taking care of 100s now. But THags having some difficulty.
Yeah, Martini having some issues with the triple jump wall kick. Trying for this backup here. Oh boy. Manages to get the backup this try.
So I missed what happened to THags. He just ran straight off the moving block.
Yeah, I was too busy paying attention to Martini to see it either.
It was so quick. I was looking at Martini's screen, and then I saw him pop out of TTC, and I was like, oh, what the heck happened? But just running straight off that moving block.
Yeah.
Martini. Oh, Inviswall!
Oh boy, yeah, not quite using that right position for the jump. There's a certain spot you can jump from that you'll pretty much never hit invisible, but it's if you're not hitting that spot, it's pretty much just up to chance.
Well, THags finishing it up, heading up into bits. You know, that Inviswall, it can be deadly, but fortunately having a platform underneath it, Martini playing it nice and safe.
Yeah. THags making his way into bits. If he can just figure out how this loading zone works.
Yeah, certainly 51, not really in the question anymore. 52 though, low 52 for sure.
Yeah, still a pretty solid run from THags, especially for a race.
Oh yeah, it's super respectable, you know, especially in a situation where you're like, I'm not making it through the rest of this tournament, but I'm going to play well. Deciding to go with these blocks.
Yeah, nice and easy breezy movement. Go ahead and take that little bit of a risky elevator, but it is seeming to work out for him so far. And he headed right into that final fight in just a second.
Yeah, as THags says in that final fight, Martini taking care of these reds. Didn't even go for that triple jump. Kind of moving towards that third red coin, but cleans up these reds nicely.
He's now sitting at 70 stars as THags is sitting at 1 throw in Bowser. Make that 2. Okay, 1 last throw, and he will finish this win. 3. Very, very nice from THags.
Yeah, really good to see a 3 out of 3 throws, you know. Martini
just entering the stage.
Yeah. A little too long on that long jump. Oh, he's going to take a fall! Moving platform, pushing Mario off the edge there.
Yeah, didn't really have any options at that point. I'm pretty sure the platform would have pushed him off if he was still trying to ledge grab. A little bit of messy movement, but is starting to pick up the pace a little bit here.
Yeah, gonna play it safe, not going for that triple jump dive. Tried to go for a kick to get to that other elevator platform, but not able to get it. Also gonna do these kicks off the blocks.
Oh no. It's the worst whenever you fail the wood block movement.
Able to get a second try. We'll be looking at a 54, probably a mid 54 here.
It depends on these Bowser throws.
Again, another respectable time. Wind not letting go.
Okay, so Martini in the Bowser fight wants to go 3 for 3 here. That's one. Okay. Extended
Wow.
hitbox bombs yet again.
That's two.
Very, very nice throw so far from Martini. Just needs one more to clinch out this 54.
Oh, but wide
a little bit
left.
farther left.
Fortunately, you can see the rage cam there. But going 3 for 4.
Yeah, not bad at all. Certainly a respectable performance for a race.
Yeah.
Especially finishing up with a 54.49 or like a 5x.
Yeah, 2 very respectable times. We'll get these guys into the booth for interviews. Before we head on out of here, we got Celeste coming up at 10 o'clock. So we have plenty of time for interviews. Once we get these guys in, we'll ask them some questions.
Yeah, and of course, remember that invitational tomorrow, Mario Maker 2. But first, we've got Martini in the call with us. How are you feeling after that race?
Hey, so I had like a terrible start. But I think I actually held it together in the mid game, and I'm happy to be able to finish that with a 54 even, because I lost like a minute 30 in the first split or whatever, or by Dark World.
Well, it is to note that you guys synced up in Dark World. Both of you guys, or THags, yeah, both of you guys taking deaths. But unfortunately, Martini, you took a second death in Dark World. Kind of walk us through that.
Yeah, I mean, the first one wasn't that bad because it was at the beginning, but the second one was at the very end. I almost never mess up that rollout, so that was kind of rare for me, but yeah, that one hurt.
Yeah, I can certainly feel that because what made you decide to? Do you always go for the long jump movement to the spire, or did you decide to do that because you knew how close it was?
The spire, like for the Shig cycle?
Yeah. Between well, it's where you get, I believe, like the 4th or 5th red.
Yeah, I always do that.
Oh, okay. Because THags had been going for the poverty shig movement, so I was curious if you happen to know how close y'all were and if that motivated you to go for that.
Oh no, I wasn't watching him, so I had no
I see.
idea what pace he was on.
Well, THags, GG's on the win. So that early game was kind of Monka, but I want to specifically go to kind of the big thing in the run that kind of shocked everyone was the boat there and Rainbow Ride taking the death there.
Oh my god, yeah. So that at that point I was like, I could have PB'd there. So I was getting kind of nervous from the PB and from the race. So I don't know, man. I got Lackady bounce. I got the hard part done, and then I just choked it. I almost fell off, like the pole, and then I re-grabbed the pole, jumped back on the block, and then I don't know. I just panicked, I think, and like long jumped at a really bad angle. But overall, I'm not too mad about that death. That run probably didn't deserve the PB. I was plus 1 minute in Dark World and had a low 51 best possible time going into Tippy. So yeah, it was kind of funny. I don't know. I played really well after Dark World.
Oh yeah, and definitely one thing I wanted to point out was that Fire Seed. Like, did you do anything in between the two races? Because last time you had so much trouble with that cycle on Fire Seed.
No, not really. Well, this time I didn't get early Ellie. I got early Ellies. I didn't get lava boost. I was slow. I forget where exactly. I think going to the pole initially I was pretty slow, but I knew I was able to get early cycle after I failed lava boost, so I kind of just focused on not like trying to do stuff too hard there, and I don't know, kind of just take it a little bit easier than last time.
Yeah, and it certainly seemed to pay off for you this time. What else in the run are you particularly proud of? Because it was a pretty nice run.
Well, actually, I golded 3 splits that run. Actually 2. Never mind, I lied. I golded Dar Docks and Wet Draw World. which our was really good. I had a really clean 100 there, and then didn't really mess up the other stars too much. So yeah.
Well, unfortunately, we're not going to see either of you guys through the rest of this tournament. But obviously you guys work really hard and worked really hard for this tournament in particular. But do you guys both have Twitch?
I do, yes.
Yeah, so check these guys out on Twitch for sure. Unfortunately, we're not going to see them here in GSA any longer for this season. But I want to ask, and THags, if you'd like to start, what are you guys particularly going to be working on after this tournament?
So I think I'll probably continue with 70 star for a little bit at least. I'm trying to get a 49 sometime soon. I was on pace for a high 49 going into HMC a couple days ago, so got plenty of room to PB. It's just a matter of getting it, which is the hard part.
And Martini?
Yeah.
I'm probably going to be doing 120 star and also 45 star. Shout out to the Big Simp Invitational coming up.
Yeah.
It's in progress. But yeah.
Yep, I will be doing that as well.
Yeah, big shout out to that 45 star tournament. A pretty tight little category. But yeah, 120 star is just great for just improving everything about your gameplay, honestly. So, and are y'all planning on trying to requalify for season 3 potentially?
Definitely, yeah. This is pretty fun. It's my first experience in a tournament setting, so I thought it went pretty well. 54, 53, 52. Next time I'll go to 51.
And what about you, Martini?
Yeah, I mean, next season when it rolls around, hopefully I'll be a better player and have a better chance at qualifying.
Well, very cool. Well, that'll be it for us. A couple of plugs real quick. Make sure, again, Super Mario Maker 2 tournament tomorrow, 3 o'clock. A lot of big names. And of course, we've got the 2 giveaways of copies of Super Mario Maker 2. So make sure to check that out. And then exclamation point YouTube, check out the YouTube channel. Check out the Discord. Check out everything else. But that'll be it for us. Electric, it's a pleasure as usual.
Oh yes, of course. Yeah, every comm I do is just always such a blast, and especially when I get co-coms that are just as awesome as the ones that I've all had today, and all the days I've had really. So thanks so much to all you guys for all that you do, and thanks to all the viewers especially. We couldn't do this without all of you. So thanks so much for watching. Again, a Celeste race coming up in about half an hour, so don't go anywhere. Celeste is such a great 2D speed game, and it's such a blast to watch. The movement is just so fluid and awesome to see. That'll be Archie Boy versus Dave Stereo. So should be a pretty exciting matchup. But for now, that'll be it. We'll be going to intermission for a little while. Stick around, but in case you can't, we were glad that you came by today. We hope to see you tomorrow for that invitational. Peace out, guys.
Later.